Ever wondered what's really inside an Amish home? Not the staged photos, not the postcard perfect barn, but the actual kitchens, bedrooms, and even the hidden spaces you never get to see. Today, you're getting an exclusive walkthrough of a real Amish property, all 28 acres of it, complete with 2 houses, a barn, and details that reveal exactly how this family lives. From handcrafted furniture to surprising splashes of color, from oil lamps to a basketball hoop in the yard, this is the Amish home tour you didn't know you needed. And at the end, I'll tell you exactly what it's selling for. You might be surprised to know that it's actually pretty easy to find Amish homes for sale online. And browsing them is like getting a backstage pass into a world most people only imagine. Real estate sites like Zillow are full of these listings, and they offer an incredible range, from modest, old-order homes to more progressive properties that almost blur the lines between Amish and American living. Not long ago, I even came across an Amish home priced at over $1 million. For me, looking through these listings is fascinating because it's one of the few chances to see the full layout of a home, room by room, and get a glimpse into everyday Amish life. Now, you might wonder, why would an Amish family put their home up for sale to the public in the first place? It usually happens in smaller settlements. In larger communities like Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, or Holmes County, Ohio, homes rarely make it to public listings because other Amish buyers snap them up right away. But in a settlement of just a handful of households, the pool of potential Amish buyers is tiny. That's when families will sometimes market their homes to non-Amish buyers instead. The main house on this property, which is actually pretty typical for an Amish home, especially in communities where families are large and the house needs to serve multiple purposes. From the outside, it's everything you'd picture when you think of a classic farmhouse. 2 full stories, white siding, a sturdy metal roof that will likely outlast the next few generations, and a wide, welcoming porch that wraps you in that timeless country charm. The porch isn't just decorative either. In Amish life, it's a functional space, a place to sit in the shade on a hot afternoon, to shell peas in the summer, or to visit with neighbors who stop by. Stepping inside, we start in the kitchen, and this is where you get your first real sense of Amish practicality. The heart of the home is dominated by a long family-sized table, stretching far enough to seat a crowd. It's covered in a thick, heavy-duty vinyl tablecloth, the kind that can handle spilled soup, sticky jam, and flour from baking day without a fuss. On the walls, you'll spot multiple clocks, each keeping perfect time, because in a household where meals, chores, and milking have to run on schedule, punctuality is a necessity. From the ceiling hangs flypaper, a simple but effective solution to a summer annoyance. And in one corner sits a large cookstove, the workhorse of the Amish kitchen. The walls are practical storage too. Hats and jackets hang neatly in their spots, and baby seats are ready for the youngest members of the family. Every item has a place, because in a home like this, order isn't just nice to have, it's what makes daily life run smoothly. Along another wall stands a china hutch filled with carefully displayed dishes, a common sight in Amish homes. Even among the plainest families, there's pride in displaying fine china, often gifted at weddings or passed down through generations. From the kitchen, we move into the main living area. In many Amish homes, the kitchen and living room are part of one large open space. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about function. Large families gather here to work, eat, relax, and talk, and the open plan allows the warmth from the stove or the glow from a single light source to reach everyone. In this house, the lighting comes from oil lamps, which is a clear sign that this is a more traditional or plainer group. Suspended from the ceiling is a metal heat shield, a fixture designed for safely hanging a pressurized gas lamp when needed. The furniture here is simple and built to last. Hickory rockers line the room, and small rag rugs brighten the wood floors. In more progressive Amish homes, you might find cushioned couches or even a recliner, but here, it's all sturdy, handmade pieces that have likely been built locally. The beauty of this kind of furniture is in its simplicity. No frills, just craftsmanship. Heading upstairs, you begin to understand just how many people this home was built to hold. There are 7 bedrooms in total, which might sound extravagant in an English home, but is quite common here. Amish families often have 8, 10, or even more children, so the sleeping arrangements have to match the family size. The parents' room is practical and multifunctional, often doubling as a nursery, so a crib sits alongside the bed. The children's rooms are where you see a splash of individuality. Colorful walls, hunting gear propped in a corner, deer antlers mounted on the wall, and even a dream catcher hanging in one room. These small personal touches stand out in contrast to the overall plainness of the home. One thing you won't find upstairs, or anywhere inside this main house, is a bathroom. This community doesn't use indoor plumbing for bathrooms, so outhouses are the standard. While that might seem surprising to outsiders, it's simply part of the ordnung, the set of rules and traditions that guide daily life here. Down in the basement, the focus shifts from living space to utility. This is a working basement, bare concrete floors, rough walls, and shelves lined with dozens of jars of home-canned goods. Canning is a skill practiced in almost every Amish household, and it's not just for tradition. It's essential for feeding a large family through the winter months. Alongside the storage shelves, there's a washroom with a wringer washer, a sink used for canning and cleanup, and plenty of space for boots and coats after coming in from outdoor chores. Contrary to what some might believe, the windows here, and throughout the house, all have curtains. While they may be simple, Amish families do value privacy and softening the light in their homes. Now, here's a bonus feature of this property. It includes a second, smaller home, often called a dotty house. Traditionally, this is where grandparents live after they retire from farming, allowing them to stay close to family while still having their own space. On some properties, the dawdy house is attached to the main house, but here, it's a separate building with its own distinct personality. Inside, the kitchen feels warm and inviting. Pots and pans hang within easy reach, mugs are neatly lined up, and on the wall is one of those large calendars with serene nature scenes, a staple in many Amish kitchens. The sitting room continues the cozy feel, with hickory rockers, a small desk with an office chair, and a hand-decorated birthday chart displaying the names and birthdays of family members. There are 2 bedrooms, both simple and uncluttered, and a small washroom where canning jars and supplies are still out from recent use. Moving outside, we find the barn, which shelters several buggies. A detail worth noting, this group removes the slow-moving vehicle triangle from the back of their buggies when they're parked, and only attaches it when they travel on public roads. It's a unique practice that reflects their particular community's customs. In the yard, there's a basketball hoop, worn, slightly sagging, and clearly well used, a fun reminder that Amish life includes play as well as work. From here, the view opens up to the surrounding 28 acres of land. The property offers both open fields and wooded areas, providing space for farming, gardens, or simply enjoying the outdoors. Between the 2 houses, you have more than 4,100 square feet of living space and a total of 9 bedrooms, plenty of room for a large extended family. And now, the question you've probably been wondering about, the price. This entire property was listed at $379,000 and sold for $320,000. For what the buyer got, 2 homes, a barn, and nearly 30 acres in a peaceful Amish community, it's a rare opportunity, especially for anyone interested in owning a property like this. That wraps up our tour of this Amish home and its dawdy house in the Hillsboro, Kentucky settlement. It's always fascinating to see how each Amish community puts its own touch on the way they live. So I'd love to hear from you. What stood out to you the most in this tour? Was it the long, practical kitchen table, the colorful children's bedrooms, the idea of a second house just for the grandparents? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, there are plenty more Amish homes I can show you. I appreciate you watching, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow.